Hello, and welcome to the first part of my review where I'm going to be going over the Dark Picture Anthology series. This series, it's a little anthology of horror games which, leave the outcome in the player's hands. So you can control a big cast of characters, you can save them all, or you can do a fun thing and choose to fuck them up in the most stupid ways possible. Now, before I go on to the first game, I'm just going to be giving a little background in the studio, because they're quite a new studio, and they're called Supermassive Games. Now, they were only founded back in 2008-ish, where, they worked as a PlayStation exclusive developer, making just some DLCs for Little Big Planet, some really shit BBC games.
Oil hand. A cunt!
Until they made the game Until Dawn, which is it's quite a popular game. Probably saw a lot of YouTubers playing it out when it first came out. But it kind of started their little niche as a developer. And after they finished their deal with Sony around 2018, all of their original games since have been part of this Dark Picture Anthology series. So yeah. In this video I'm going to be going over the first game in that series, which is called Man of Medan. And yeah, for the first bit I'm just going to be going over... I'm going to be showing you the gameplay of the tutorial of the game, but I'm not really going to be going over any spoilers. Just the basic tutorial, so you can see how the game feels and plays. So yeah. Now this story begins with just a bit of setup, as you follow two really douchey American soldiers as they traverse a pretty fucked up battleship. And here we're introduced to the game's main themes. It's got it's got a big isolation horror vibe, kind of like one of those old Alien games. And along with this, a lot of its mechanics they're quite basic. You've got just normal movement, exploring, paired with some quick time events. And it feels like a realistic Telltale game if you've ever played them. But now I'm glad that I don't have to follow these American soldiers long, because they were fucking annoying. But yeah, so they get slaughtered quite quickly, which is nice to see. And after that, that's just setting up that you got the big ship, the Man of Medan, with a fucking bunch of hallucinogenic bioweapons on board in the middle of the ocean. So yeah. But yeah, before we get introduced to the main characters, we're first going to be introduced to my favourite character in the game, the Curator. And from what I can tell, he's in basically all the games in the series, and he acts as a narrator to the games. You have a chat with him between chapters of the games in respites, where he kind of discusses your options, can give you hints, or just tells you how fucked you are. But he's a pretty cool, articulate Brit, and I like that. So yeah, I enjoy his scenes. But anyway, after that, we're actually introduced to the main characters of this game, which, it's just 5 people, starting off with Alex and his nerdier younger brother Brad, then Alex's girlfriend Julia and her brother Conrad, who, just all basic characters, and then finally finishing off with the captain of the ship they've hired, Fliss. So, yeah, it's just around fucking 25 minutes or 20 minutes of setting up character dynamics, and just talking to everyone, and I'm not really going to bother showing you that, but it works fine. And then after that, we get the first actual bit of story where Alex and Julia go down towards a crashed World War II plane which they've been scouting out. This plane is significant as it allows our characters to learn of the ship called the Man of Medan. And also, when they resurface, they get married. Huzzah! I don't care, but it's a bit odd as you kind of tell both characters to marry or reject each other. I just thought I'll go to simple and get them to marry. I don't fucking care. So yeah. Anyway, after that, everyone chats a bit more, drinks some beers, and then goes to sleep. Yeah. But when you're actually awakened, the main story starts happening as you see being fucking commandeered by pirates. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave the gameplay, as that's where the main story and conflict kicks in. So yeah. Now I'm going to be going over the, what I thought were the most important parts of this game and how it works on them. And this bit will be a bit shorter in this episode. Yeah, it's a fucking video in it. It's not an episode. Anyway, it'll be a bit shorter in this video as I've got no other games to compare it with yet. So yeah. Now, I mean, first probably go with the characters, and I mean, I thought they were all decent, apart from the 2 fucking soldiers at the beginning who were cunts. But I think they were intentionally made to be that. So huzzah. But I mean, yeah, the characters, they had decent workings throughout the game, relationships were alright, and I mean, yeah, it was good for the amount of playtime that the game's had. So yeah, that's good. And anyway, what's next? Let's go to graphics. And I mean, because graphics in a game like this, they are important to have realistic graphics because it's trying to do realistic horror. So if it's not realistic, it's not going to be good, is it? So I mean, anyway, the graphics they're good. They're not, I mean, Red Dead 2 levels good, but they're pretty good, apart from, of course, good old stiff face, which pops along every now and then, and yeah, but for the most part, the graphics are good. Okay, next, let's go with its story and gameplay. Sure. Now, I'm going over the story after, of course, having played the entire game, and I mean, the story is pretty decent, I'd say. I mean, I would have liked it to be harder, like, to work, because it's kind of, you're working around a mystery in the game, and you got to figure it out to pick the right choices for your characters. And I mean, it was a fucking simple mystery, you know. So that's, yeah, a bit too quick to solve. But anyway, now what gameplay wise? I mean, I think, as I said before, it's really simple gameplay. It's just moving about, exploring in quick time events. Although the quick time events were fucking difficult at times because they just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to be having to do anything, and then bam, press E. But nah, just normal shit for that. And so next, I think, let's go over the actual horror of the game and its atmosphere. I mean, I think this is one of its strengths. I mean, the atmosphere, of course, is going to be good, and it complements the horror due to the fact that you're in a fucking deserted, abandoned ship. So that was good. I mean, the horror also, from what I can remember, was fucking, I mean, this video was supposed to be out a goddamn while ago, but I've been sick as a dog the last 2 weeks, so yeah, my memory of the game isn't as good as it should be. But anyway, the horror, I thought it was more suspenseful than jump scary, and that's always a good thing. Fucking films or games where they just randomly up the volume by 20 times and show a fucking cat running across the screen, that's just lazy shit. No one, fuck it, it's just annoying. So yeah, horror was good and not cheap. And I mean, yeah, I mean, what the fuck do I mean? I've lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, let's go into most. I got it back. So what I think was probably the most important part of the game, bar the horror aspect, was your actual impact on the characters, what you can actually make them do. Because I compared it to Telltale earlier, but it's better than that for characters because you can actually fucking kill them. Telltale, there's just to be a little fucking sign that pops up in the top right of the screen saying Bob will remember, but it doesn't mean anything. So actually in these games, your choices have consequences. I had killed a character within like 2 minutes of the game, and yeah, I did restart the game after that because then I learned that you can't actually there are no saves, which is a bit annoying. So it's like 20 minutes into the game, I accidentally fucking got character killed, so I thought that's a bit too early for me. So that's how I learned that the consequences are there. And I mean, I think it would have been good to actually have a save system in the game, because it just it's got pros and cons. The pros of it being that you can fucking, you make both sides happy by, you can have people who just want to play it all through once, have their decisions actually matter, or you and let people, see what happens and make the decision and then go back on themselves. But then the cons, of course, it just makes it cheaper, your decisions. But I appreciate what they did. So yeah, it was just a bit fucking annoying to redo 20 minutes because I'm a fucking dumb cunt. But anyway, I mean, yeah, good decisions because they matter. And yeah, that's really it. Apart from the fact that one thing that I learned looking up this game after I played it is there is an actual entire new other playthrough you can play. So once you finish the game, or if you play the game co-op, so on your second playthrough or the second player playing, you will... Fuck me, this is terrible explaining. But yeah, fuck me, what the shit is happening here? My brain's gone. And I refuse to re-record this or cut anything out, because I'm a stubborn bastard. Anyway, so, let's go over that again. I'll say it like this. If you're playing co-op, you're both controlling different characters. So you'll control a character for a scene, and then your other person playing with you will control a different character during that same time frame, but in a completely different area. And that also allows you to play through the game again, because you've got an entirely different perspective for each area and chapter in the game. So that's good, just allowing you to have a completely different series, going over the same story, but just having different events. So that was good. I mean, I played through that, I have, the second time, and there were some neat changes, and it was nice just to, see the other perspective. But, yeah, anyway, that's it for this. And, I mean, I'll be going over the other games in the Dark Horse Anthology series later, and then I'll be probably ranking them, maybe. So I guess for now, this is the best and worst, since it's the only fucking one I've looked over. But, until then, cheerio, fuck off.